The crowd at Optus Stadium certainly provided the perfect atmosphere for this event. Yeah? Huh? Huh? Really? I wake up early to watch this show live and that's the reaction you give my joke? Well, fine. I got even worse jokes, so let's get to it. I'm John Rectum with my review, WWE Elimination Chamber 2024. Yes, after going to sleep a little bit earlier than usual on Friday night, I decided to wake up, watch this live. I have 9 hours of work in just a little bit and a 2-hour movie to watch after that. Hooray! What is sleep? Good thing caffeine exists. So I do want to say that there were some pretty good moments on this show. Some moments I didn't like. Some of this show did really just feel like a big stadium edition of Raw or SmackDown. But the highs certainly were noteworthy. And really the crowd provided a tremendous atmosphere. Australian crowds are certainly just, very, very raucous. They will let you know what they like, what they don't like. And their reactions to certain towns were certainly appreciated. So, yeah, if you guys did watch this live, let me know what you thought. If you watch this a little bit later on, let me know what you thought. But, yeah, let's get to it. So, Optus Stadium, Perth, Australia. I'm not familiar with Australia, and apparently this stadium is only 6 years old. It did look great. I'm a little bit worried about the open air quality of it. But the capacity is between 61 to 65,000, and they had around 49,000, according to WrestleTix. 49,000, not the number that WWE said later. So, early start for the U.S. fans, you know what? So what? I mean, there are so many international fans that wake up early to watch shit live and interrupt their schedule. We can do this here and there. Plus, we get crowds like this. We don't have a lot of crowds, like this in the U.S. I mean, granted, they don't run a ton of stadium shows in the U.S., and there are some loud TV taping crowds, but come on, this was a cool atmosphere. So the kickoff show had an added match last minute. Indy Hartwell gets a big home country pop. Good for her. Seriously, good for her. It was the Kabuki Warriors of Asuka and Kairi Sane against Indy and Candice. Candice displaying all the personality of a jar of Marmite. Look, I'm sure she's a nice person. She has absolutely no personality. So, Women's Tag Team Championship match. The stadium looked great. Indy got a good pop. This match is fine for what it was. I didn't hate it. Could have easily been on Raw, but Indy got a good home country pop. And Candice got pinned with the insane elbow. It was what it was. I'm not saying it was great, but it certainly wasn't offensive. So, we see some dancers. I believe it's the Midar dancers. Traditional Western Australian culture. Just don't look up how Australia was founded, because it turns out that the U.S. was not the only country that was founded on. Yeah. Nevertheless, video package on the big matches. The crowd was alive and loud. Cole and Graves called the action at regularly scheduled intervals for the Elimination Chamber, entrance. I smell shenanigans. We didn't get shenanigans in one of the matches, but boy, we got it in one that I think could have done without them. It really got messy, but the women's chamber match starts off. We get Naomi and Becky starting off, and then we get Liv, Raquel, Bianca, and Tiffany, and Liv was certainly absolutely ready to just tear into people. And Kier, stop thinking about it. I know you're thinking about it. You stop it. Get some help. And Liv showed up without her pants. And again, Kier, what the fuck? Why are you still thinking about it? We run a clean show here. And Kier must hate me. But you know what? Kier's a really good guy. I can't help it. I can't help it. Tiffany got a massive reaction. She was probably the most over of anybody in this. Yes, Becky was over. I was worried about Raquel, though, because I know that she had to take a few months off because of a skin issue. I'm not sure what the name of it was, but hopefully she's all right, because I don't know if it was the lighting. I don't know if there was a flare-up, but she looked a little bit tired, so I hope that she's all right. And that's not knocking. However I feel about Raquel as a wrestler, I really hope that she's all right. We won Tiffy chance. Big chance for Tiffany. But Naomi and Becky starting off with some nice wrestling, and a big pop for Tiffany at number 3. She goes off a stomp to both women. She was going to hit a moonsault on both of them. She got stopped. And then 4th is Liv. Liv comes in, topping 3 women, going down under Kier. Kier, you know what to do. You know what to do. If you don't, I'll just point at you because I can't do anything because you were miles and miles and miles away, and even if you were in the same neighborhood, why would I do anything? You love Liv all you want, whether she wears pants or not. Kier, stop thinking about it. So anyway, Kier could just clip this stuff and just call shenanigans and accusations, and they're not accusations if they're true. Respectfully, yeah, you're you're hopefully more respectful than I am. So Liv slamming Tiffany into the chamber pod. That got some boos. So Naomi climbs up. She does hit some nice moves off the chamber. Hits a nice blockbuster, actually. Like, I thought it was going to be a sunset flip, but it was a sunset blockbuster. And then Tiffany rolls her up after Naomi hits out on Liv. And Naomi gets eliminated first. And some people were calling it during Black History Month, and yeah, I'm not surprised. WWE does tend to book things like that, but also on the serious side, they booked themselves into a corner with this match. Somebody was going to have to take the pin, and I think Naomi and Tiffany could be a fun match. I don't think we're going to get that yet. So Raquel comes out fifth. She slams Tiffany and Liv. Bianca comes out last and goes off like crazy. A DDT by Bianca on the floor. Tiffany, massively over. This was nuts. She hit a nice swanton onto the pile. Holy shit, chance this match is cooking, as the kids say. And Tiffany doing a swanton like Jeff Hardy used to. Tiffany doesn't have the multiple DUIs that Jeff Hardy has. Let's just get back to the match. Oblivion pins Tiffany. A variation of it, and the crowd was livid. They were like, bullshit. Double bomb by Raquel, and then a KOD to Raquel, 1, 2, 3. Double moonsault by Bianca, and it's down to Bianca, Becky, and Liv. And Liv, fists Bianca from behind and hits some questionable punches, shall we say. Probably should have made that look a little more impactful. If I'm going to knock the guys, I kind of got to knock when some of the offense from the women doesn't look good. And 2 code breakers and some counters and then a roll-up on Bianca for 3. And then just within seconds, Becky hits a manhandle slam right on Liv, not giving her a chance to, deal with the throbbing adulation of her victory. And Becky gets the victory. They rushed the finish, but I sort of get it. I didn't mind this finish. I minded the finish in another match. We'll get to that. But there we go. Becky wins as expected. Easily the best match of the night, in my personal opinion. This ended about 50 minutes into the show. The sun was starting to set, so it made the venue look a little better. Bailey package from beginning to now with clips. And then the new Catch Republic, which has to be one of the stupidest names outside of NXT. I mean, Chase U and Out the Mud and stuff like that are pretty stupid, but New Catch Republic. It's like if, those people that voted for Brexit actually got to rename Britain. So Bate and Dunn took on Judgment Day members Priest and Balor with Dominic and ringside tag titles. Look, 13 minutes after the last match ended, this started. And here's the thing. It was well worked. I don't think it needed to go as long as it did. I understand what they were trying to do, and they did some good moves. They did athletic shit. Dominic stopped a 3 count. He got kicked out, but then took a few seconds to get away, and the feed actually cut. I think the guy was chanting things like Dom's a wanker and other stuff and everything, according to the people that were there in the live crowd. And then double choke slam and a stomp for 3. So there you go. So Judgment Day retains. It was what it was. I didn't hate it. I'm sorry. I haven't been given a reason to care much about their tag division, and I just don't really care about Judgment Day. And Bate and Dunn, they're back more to the gimmicks that work for them, but it just was what it was. So I did kind of like that they did hit a move called the Birmingham Hammer. That was kind of good wordplay. So 3:21 my time, because I'm on the West Coast, this ended. So 1 hour and 21 minutes into the live show. Press conference, Bloodline recaps. Theory is here. Cheap heat about eating a bloomin' onion at Outback. Waller gets a pop. Apparently he was a teacher before wrestling. okay. I do want to say quickly, I appreciate recently that Waller stood up for wrestling when journalists tried to call it fake. And Theory did that recently on part of the tour, as part of the press tour of through Australia. So yeah, whether I like Theory necessarily as a person, I can respect that. I can respect him doing that because this is a tough line of athletic, prowess and sports and entertainment. I mean, there's some entertainment on this show, some it's unintentional entertainment. Rollins gets a big old pop. He's dressed actually the most dialed down that he has in a while. I did like how Waller said the man who can thank the American education system for his inability to finish a story, Cody Rhodes. That was good. That was good. We also don't want to pay teachers enough here, so the American education system is kind of fucked. So Cody gets the lengthy entrance with a big pop and lots of pyro and lots of pyro. He is the guy for people. Not for me, but because I see through it. But most people like him. There's a subsection that doesn't. I'm in the section where I've seen through his bullshit for a while, but I recognize that people like him, and I'm not going to fault you guys for that. So Rollins, and he says he'll be cleared to compete soon, and then Cody mentions the Cody Crybabies, this kind of stuff. We get Rocky Sucks chants. Cody wants to face The Rock one-on-one. Dear God, that would be... The promos would be great, the match less so. Seth then basically says, you won't be fighting this alone, and then he hits a stomp to Theory while Waller does nothing. So there you are. It was what it was. It went a little bit longer, but I get why they did it. And then there is a Reef with a name that I am not going to attempt to pronounce, but I know how Hulk Hogan would have pronounced it. Men's Chamber match, Owens, Lashley, Logan Paul, Orton, Drew, and Knight. I noted that Orton was probably going to come out last. I was close, except I wasn't, because he actually came out fifth. So nearly an hour after the last match ended with video packages and the Grayson Waller effect and the other stuff, we get to this event. The main card ended up going 3.5 hours with 4 matches and a talking segment. Now, there was enough of a pace to it, but I will be honest, this match had moments that were fine. This was the weaker of the 2 chamber matches by far. Drew and Knight start off. The crowd loved LA Knight. Drew was mocking Punk. That was good stuff because you build that program. If Punk's going to be back in time for SummerSlam possibly, then you have a good, program there. I don't know if he is going to be back for SummerSlam, but we'll see. Owens being a sarcastic twit. Owens comes out third. Drew basically, with the crossbody on both guys. There was the crowd wasn't feeling it with Owens. I mean, they were sort of cheering some of his stuff, but it seemed like he was getting more boos than usual. Maybe that's just how it was coming across to me. Lashley comes out fourth. He has a bandaged up elbow thanks to Karrion Kross attacking him on last night's SmackDown that was actually taped the week before. So then Orton hits a DDT of some variety, and Orton also fucks up his back just in general. I mean, he's hitting moves and just fucking... I don't think he's selling it. I think his back literally is fucked. Because he had that double fusion back surgery, and he's muscled up, and being on the gas is going to cause him to look great, absorb some of the stuff, but his muscles are going to tear easier, and Orton is done by next year's WrestleMania. If not this WrestleMania, he might not be around much longer. So Logan Paul comes out, and Owens attacks him, throws him in the pod, boom, boom, or keeps him in the pod, boom, boom, banging him off and all that. I will say once again that Logan Paul has taken this seriously as far as the amount of impact he is willing to absorb and the stuff he's willing to do in the ring. I still stand by it. The person is a piece of shit, and the person deserves every bit of ridicule and every bit of bad karma that's coming his way for the Japanese force thing and the NFT stuff and being a general shitbag. In fact, if the entire Paul family tree was burned to the ground and was left just a smoldering pile of ashes by tomorrow, I wouldn't care and I really wouldn't feel bad because we really don't need more of those idiots, and the parents, quite frankly, should be ashamed for raising the 2 kids like they did. Logan and Jake. God forbid if there are more siblings. Let's get back to the actual show. And I don't apologize for that shit because I'm not going to ignore how shit a person is Because if I'm going to do it in other companies, I'm going to do it here. And if you want to be a Logan Paul fan, fine. Be a Logan Paul fan all you want. I'm going to question your credibility as a human being and how much of a soul you have. But if you're just liking what he does in the ring, that's fine. If you think he does good shit outside the ring, congratulations, you're wrong. So, Logan gets speared through the goddamn chambered pod. It's a damn shame that Logan Paul wasn't carried out, in a pine box, but then we go with that. It was a hell of a goddamn move. Lashley's a safe worker, and Logan knows how to take that stuff. It's also sad that Logan Paul was the youngest person by far in this chamber match. So, thank you, Bobby Chance. Claymore pins Lashley. And then, while the refs are trying to help Lashley out, AJ Styles runs in with a chair. He flew all the way around the goddamn world, proving, by the way, that the earth is not flat, AJ, you fucking idiot. AJ is a great talent, but believing the earth is flat. If you believe the earth is flat, what the fuck is wrong with you? He does that, and boom, that's it. He does it. He hits LA Knight with a chair. LA Knight gets pinned. Okay, they're going with LA Knight versus AJ Styles at Mania. I didn't expect that. And Owens then, basically just attacks Logan Paul. We get, we get Owens getting pinned by an RKO. Very dirty mat, by the way, is what I noted. It's down to Paul, Orton, and Drew. Sounds like a lumberjack deal. The brass knucks are brought out by Logan, and an RKO out of nowhere because they kept the camera tight on Logan. Orton and Owens and Logan in a three-way. I mean, I guess it's one way to get Orton on the card. So, Orton, Orton ends up getting another RKO, but Logan has not gotten out of the ring. Knuck shots Orton, and then, again, he gets, Drew gets a victory thanks to a bunch of interference. He's the savior of Monday Night Raw, but he keeps, winning via shenanigans that he isn't part of, but he takes advantage of them. And that was a flat finish. I mean, Drew winning was fine. I guess you had to rush and do, a bunch of stuff to get this together to get to WrestleMania, which I do also want to say right here, they're probably going to set up a lot of this on SmackDown. I will not be reviewing SmackDown this coming Friday, that is, because I have to work differing hours for most of that weekend. I'm basically going to be working from this coming Thursday all the way through to Wednesday. And even though I will try my best to watch AEW Revolution, I'm going to have to miss out on WWE SmackDown. Oh, darn. That's just too bad. So, yeah, Triple H announces the attendance, 52,590. Bullshit. So, Rhea gets a monster pop. I want to say right now that there are fans of Nia Jax that are probably watching this, and that's fine. You go ahead and be a fan of Nia. I have not been a fan of Nia for a number of years, but I at least recognize that she had her fan base. But once she exposed herself as an anti-vax, brain parasite possessing moron, I have zero respect for her and wish nothing but the worst for her. And people say she's improved, she's gotten better. She couldn't have gotten any fucking worse. Congratulations. You don't snap your ACLs getting in the ring, and you don't fall over and trip over the goddamn ropes. But what she did do, Rhea versus Nia Jax, that is, for the women's world title, is Nia automatically botched like 3 different moves within the first minute because she can't do shit, because she can't move. Because I don't care if she's dropped weight. She hasn't dropped any, she hasn't been able to drop any athletic ability into her body. She can't jump. She can't do shit. Rhea's family's in the front row. Nia's not worthy of this main event spot. I know why they did it, but this match should have gone 6 minutes maybe. This match went nearly 15 pissing minutes, and Nia was gassed within the first 2. So, Rhea deserves a bonus for carrying this slug shit. There's fuck you, Nia, my whole chance. Congratulations, Perth, you done good. A missile dropkick for 2, a Samoan drop off the second rope for 2, a frog splash for 2, apron bump to Nia that she couldn't even take, right? Because she's a clueless twat. And then a Samoan drop on the table, didn't move the monitors. Hopefully Rhea's all right. And an elbow drop through it where literally Nia could have sunk down into the ground and gotten more air. People said she was moving like Yokozuna. Well, it's a damn shame that Yokozuna ain't here instead of Nia, because Yoko, even at this point, would have been better in the ring than Nia, even though I think Yoko would have been closing in on 60 at this point, so that probably wouldn't have been a good thing, even if he controlled his weight. But the Banzai dropped for 2. Then a superplex of 9, and Riptide wins it, and Rhea celebrates. Great for Rhea. No, seriously, it was great. I imagine it was a thrill. She was probably all kinds of emotional. Her family being there, and she won. That was not good, though. That was not good. And I will not praise Nia. When Nia wants to apologize and pull her head out of her giant bulbous ass and actually realize that science does work, then maybe I'll actually respect her, but not likely, because she's never been beneficial to this company or any wrestling company. Oh, wait, she's only been involved in WWE because her cousin works there. And now she's probably still going to get pushed. Maybe they'll have Jade against Nia, and Jade can beat Nia, and then they can just send her home for the duration of her contract and just forget it. They have the talent in the women's division. They don't need somebody that basically wrestles like a corpse. Except the corpse probably smells better. That being said, Rhea won, and that was a pretty damn fun show, actually. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm Charm Riplin. I'll see you soon.